Hello and welcome back to Hollowponds Solo Sagas. It's a bit different today. The setup is very different and the country is very different. I'm in Belgium right now, but for you it's the 18th of November and by that point I'm back in Australia. It's a complicated story, and if you want to go on to either sign up to the newsletter or check in your social medias, which you've probably been reading over the past few weeks, you'll know what's going on. Anyway, so setup's a bit different and there's an echo because of where I am. I will do the best I can, but hopefully you're happy, and it's all I can do, basically. It's all I can do. So, where were we? We're playing Machine Gods. Machine Gods of the Noxian Expanse. There will only be short sessions at the moment because of processing and various other stuff, but we will progress our story and we will do some solo roleplay. The perfect beauty of solo roleplay is you can cram in little bits wherever you can. So, where did we leave Mavian? I believe we left our mute reclaimer. I think Mavian had met the AI, Tameta, and the AI had latched itself into Marvin, the android we found. See, there's all these shadows. I'll try removing for the other sessions this week, like the lights and stuff, but I've got limited number of tripods and I've just tried to cobble it together. Limited number of adapters for the plug sockets. I mean, oh man. Anyway, so we are leaving the rune, which is, if I can show you on the dice cam. Thank you so much, Sean. This dice mat, getting this out of my suitcase just now, made me feel, I don't know, like at least there was some bit which was all right, and I miss my daughter. Anyway, so we were here, which I believe was called Rockspire, which was this town. There was a religious artifact that we were going to look for. We started off by exploring these runes, which were an underground compound, like a military compound, I think I basically was describing it as. Whilst exploring this compound, we came across an android who we basically did as Marvin. If I can manage, because I still haven't got a monitor yet to do editing, but if I do manage to pick that up tomorrow, we should be able to put in a picture of Marvin again. So we have come out of this ruins, I do believe. Marvin is, the AI is piggybacking on Marvin. So we basically have somebody with us and we will be progressing across and we'll start moving. I believe what we said was that the city that the AI, Tameta, wanted to go to, so it's like not a full-blown AI within the world of Machine Gods, and Machine Gods are the AIs of the Noxian Expanse. They're not, it's not full-blown, it's been trapped in here for a while and it wants to recombine with one of the greater AIs. So we're going to say that there's some city up here that we will slowly move across to. So what we'll do for our session today is we will say that we have left the runes and we've come up. Now, if I remember rightly, Mavian only has a limited amount of resources. So we have one lot of rations. What time of day was it? Does anyone remember what time of day it is? We can just make it easy and say that we will start, because Mavian went unconscious at least once. We're on low hit points. We could return back to town and try and get some medical healing, but they're going to want town. Someone will try and take the android off of us. And one thing that we do know about Mavian is greedy. So why don't we call upon our compelling character card that we created for Mavian, where we said that Mavian's drive is greed. They won't leave a ruin without a find. We have a find, we have an AI, and we have an android, and that is going to be worth something, possibly, but we have to protect it. Now, Mavian isn't a fighter. So greed, roll against to resist. So greed is Mavian's vice. Now Mavian is damaged. Now Mavian's on below half hit points, almost we'd say a third hit points, because Mavian's full health is 28. Mavian is on 10 hit points. The sensible thing to do is return to town, find the doctor that was in town, get healing, get medical stuff, recover, and then go off. But there is a risk that someone is going to take the android off of us and take the AI off of us. and Mavian does not want that. So Mavian is going to have to roll willpower against the greed to basically do the sensible thing and go and get healing. Otherwise, Mavian will just strike out across the wastelands through those that tomb, which could mean anything. It could mean that there's some old buildings that have caved in on themselves and it seems like a tomb, or it could be somewhere in there is an actual tomb of someone from the before times. We could say it's some form of tomb. We could throw in, I don't know whether you want, Alex, you often watch these, thank you so much. Alex T watches nearly all of the videos, I will say nearly all, but as far as I'm aware, all of the videos that people do of his games. And I think that shows there's an awful amount of respect there. Alex does that. It's not just this, all the channels Alex does it and pushes and advertises the people who play his games. Thank you, Alex. So if I throw aliens in this, is that going to throw your world out? Because when I said tomb and entombed and caved in, I could imagine with my my 3i Atlas, by this point we'd know what it is if it's the 18th of November, because for me it's the end of October. We would know, like, there could be something, I don't know, aliens? Is that going to throw the world out? Probably. So let's say, where's our, we want to make Mavian do a roll against willpower and set a TN, a target number. Now we could do so if it's a dynamic range, so Mavian does have a decent will of +1. So Mavian has a 14 will, which gives a +1 modifier. I would say this is very hard, which means we have a target number of 16. It's going to be very hard for Mavian to resist the greed, because this is massive. This is a functional android, which I probably shouldn't have thrown in anyway, and a minor AI, so a minor construct. If Mavian can return this to someone of renown, so part of one of the Reclaimer factions, Mavian might get in with that Reclaimer faction, because what we said within the compelling character card, I don't know, I can't remember if I did it, I think we did Fern together, open on the channel for the compelling characters how-to at the beginning of November. But we did this as a members only video. We went through the Mavian character and did a compelling character card. But what we said was that Mavian, so a wound that would have hurt Mavian was they had their tongue cut out by their order, because who raised them from a small child, because as we said, knights were raised from a young age, 6 or 7 years old. They were training consistently to be basically killing machines. They were a weapon of war rather than a human being. They were just considered a weapon. So the order cut Mavian's tongue out because Mavian asked too many questions. And so Mavian has a distrust of most organised groups, but Mavian still might have that desire to get more training or get in with one of the Reclaimer groups rather than just being on their own. But it would be a thing that they would resist against. So having this AI construct and android is massive, massive within this world. So I would say that that is a very hard TN, which is a 16. So thank you for clarifying as well, Alex, that when I roll this on this table, I do put the adds in. So we have a willpower of +1. We've got technological law, that doesn't really help us. Clumsy doesn't make any odds. Mute, and we haven't progressed Mavian's vice clock at all, because Mavian hasn't had anything that's actually challenged this weakness within Mavian. A 3 plus a 1 is a 4. There is no way that that's going to move forward, and we're going to put a cross on Mavian's clock for vice, which means that Mavian is making rash decisions for greed rather than for Mavian's own well-being. Right, so we will then move. So Mavian instead is going to come out, we'll say it's a new day, we'll mark in a new day, I'll just call it day new, All that Dutch, because I was thinking new, as in the Dutch word, it sounds just the same, new. Now, all that Dutch I've been doing for over a year, and here in Belgium, I have no idea what's going on. I joined a gym, so I have some, sorry, I've discussed this other places, but I joined a gym so I had some form of normality. And I was standing in the gym, this was 2 days ago, in the morning, because I like going to the gym first thing in the morning, like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. That's just what I like to do. And I was in there, and there was about 2 or 3 other people in there, this voice came over in the gym. It's like 5:30 in the morning, and this voiceover comes over, and it says something. And because it's Belgium, they speak Dutch and French. And it says it in Dutch and it says it in French. And I couldn't identify any of the words. And so I looked around at everyone, and nobody looked panicked, like there was a bomb or a fire, and everyone was still doing the stuff they were doing. So I thought, oh well. But that was just like, I was thinking, how ludicrous was I to think I could function with sort of not even passable Dutch in a country that only really speaks Dutch and French, and nothing really is in English at all that I can find. It was just ludicrous. Anyway, sorry, I do interrupt, so I do apologise. All of this stuff I've talked about extensively in other places, so I won't go on about it here. It's my birthday tomorrow. My birthday is the 19th of November. It's my birthday tomorrow. So, we normally have 2 exploring points to a day, but Mavian has the additional talent of exploring, which means we technically get 3. So I will divide, so we'll just say day 1, and we'll divide this into 3 bits, and then very much in a Twilight 2000 type way, we'll say what Mavian's doing. So the beginning part, we will move into that next square, because I think moving into a new square is 1 part. So it's exploring the runes, settlements, outdoor exploration setup. At all times your character can see the most important features surrounding you. When you enter a square, you determine its weather. Every 24 hours you have 2 exploration turns. Travelling from one square to an adjacent one takes 1 exploration turn. Right, so day 1, part 1, Mavian will say to Marvin, well, nothing, because he's mute. So what did we say? How was that voice that we made to Marvin?
Was it something like this? Didn't we make the AI have a voice a bit like this? Though the AI will say, I do apologise if this is different from last episode, I didn't watch it. I have no bandwidth. I cannot even watch my own videos back to try and remind myself of what happened last session. I'm functioning off of a SIM card with 5 gigabytes of data, and then I have to top it up every time I use it up, which doesn't take very long at all. And I don't want to waste it watching my own videos. So Tamara goes, sorry, what is it?
He's a reclaimer. Marvin is carrying the AI within its construct, so it's holding both. So we will say that Marvin is even worse at doing stuff because part of its functional capability is been shunted out into storage. I've been reading too much Murderbot, and instead it's trying to cram in the matrix of this construct, which probably is connecting something on there's probably some quantum layer which is allowing this AI to communicate properly, let's say. And that is from X-Force with Skippy, Skippy the AI. So we're going to just say travel. So what are we doing? I think we are travelling to where you want to go, Tometa.
Oh, that's jolly good. Does this chap talk?
No, he's mute.
Okay, how am I going to communicate with him?
I really don't know, to be honest. I will tap him on the shoulder and see what he does. So Marvin will tap our reclaimer on the shoulder, who will turn suddenly with hand on sword, quite surprised. Although he would have heard, wouldn't he? He's not deaf. He's not deaf, he's mute. So he will turn and gesture like, what? Where are we going? Why? And he's going to try and, he'll try and sign. Now, the AI is intelligent, so it's not going to be that difficult, so we'll make it an easy for Marvin to let, for Mavian to let Tometa know what's happening. So we'll go, he's got a 14, he's got a +1, we'll say it's easy, he needs to roll 10s, so 9 and above, 17, yeah. So he signs, he tries signing using Reclaimer sign language. I don't know, there might be a basic sign language. that they're going to be travelling over the wasteland towards the city. Say city. How would we do city? To meet the great AI, and it might take 3 or 4 days. I don't know if it will take 3 or 4 days, but if we go 3 or 4 days, that would be off the edge of this map. So 3 or 4 days is all right, and then we'll. I don't know. I haven't got another map to use. I'll have to find somewhere to print. Mandy's out doing that now, trying to find somewhere to print because we foolishly bought a vacuum cleaner before we realised that this wasn't the place for us. But we didn't open it, so now we have to return the vacuum cleaner. Which was a whole debacle of us carrying a really heavy vacuum cleaner across the city for 45 minutes to the shop, which the online portal said would receive the return, where a very nice gentleman said, no, sorry, we don't do that anymore because we haven't got the space for it. He's not originally from Belgium, and I said, okay. So then we had to carry it, and my shoulders were killing me, and it was absolutely, I think the technical term is pissing it down. And it was quite horrible. But anyway, she's out now trying to find a printer so we can return it. And if we find one, I can print another map. Right, travelling. So Tamata now knows what's happening. We have travelled for half the day from the ruins where we are into that tomb area. Tomb area? Well, see, we were in the ruins here. So instead of moving into this tomb area, if we're heading up in this direction anyway, we might as well move into this empty square here. So we'll move into the empty square there and we'll see what is there, which means that we're following the overland exploration site area. So as we enter a new square, we must determine its weather by rolling on the wasteland weather table. This means that if it's your first game, you must roll 4 points of interest, and then we'll roll the point of interest for the surrounding area and what's in this area. So when we've entered the square, determine its weather by rolling on the wasteland weather table. Here we go, wasteland weather table. We will roll a d20. Now the problem with the wastelands is it's a bit chaotic because of the warfare, and so we've got all sorts of things going. So it's windy, strong winds whip through the area, making it difficult to hear and affecting ranged attacks. Ranged weapon attacks have disadvantage. We haven't got one anyway. So it's very windy. So it's very windy weather. And we will so we'll move into this area. We might need to do some hunting or some scouting for some food. I have no idea if Mavian is any good at that, but we'll have to work that out. Let's grab a page marker. One thing I did bring with me was loads of those, you know, those sticky things that you stick onto pages. I use those extensively. There's little sticky labelly things. I'll show you what I mean. These things. A friend of mine, Jay Clowns, who works in law, said that you can't leave them on for too long because they do mark the pages. Because somebody who told him, who was in charge of this was years and years ago, he told me this. They may have improved by then. So we've moved into that square. It's very windy. We now need we'll roll the point of interest for this space. And then the point, is it called cardinal, above and like as a cross, and then we'll see what's in it. So the point of interest for the square we have just moved into is a 2, is nothing. So there's nothing of interest into here, which is why we moved into it. To the north of us, we have a 13, which is a landmark, which we can roll on the landmark table. We'll also roll on the terrain table as well, to see what the terrain that we've moved into is. Landmark table is a percentage. 27. Landmark object. Carving. All right. We've got the word carving and 25. Primitive carvings. Okay. So up here we've got. That's quite interesting. We could do something interesting with that, primitive carvings, particularly with the whole thing I was saying about aliens just now. And then we've got to the west of us, to the east of us, we have 8, this is impassable. So possibly we are going to say, so let's mark this page. So if we're saying that we've got this impassable feature here, which Rock Spire was, perhaps we're in some sort of crack in the ground, some sort of ravine, and we can say that this part here is impassable like that part there. So we have an impassable feature here. So just for the sake of it, and we might run that up a bit and that down a bit and say that this whole area is in like a bit of a crack ravine. So we have an impassable feature there. What is the ground that we are in? So we came from plains. So we have a D20. We came from plains. A 6 means that we have plains. So we've moved that, we've moved into a new area. It's very windy. As soon as we enter the square for the first time, we must make an exploration event roll, which is a D20, which is a 2. Nothing of interest happens. So we've moved into this area. It's incredibly windy. There's all sorts of wind going around. Nothing really happens. We're in this square. And sorry, not a square, it's an area of terrain. As soon as you enter the square, once that's resolved, you can proceed as usual. Exploring or interacting with the square's features takes 1 exploration turn. There is nothing in this area. We do see some primitive carvings, or there's some structures to the north which we would then know is primitive carvings. Maybe we know there are. Maybe we can do some foraging or hunting here to acquire some rations. This takes 1 exploration turn and requires an average dex check. Success is D4 rations. Every PC can attempt this once per. Okay, let's do that. Now we are clumsy, which means that our dex check shifts up. So instead of being an average dex check, it would become a hard dex check. Okay, so we're gonna do some foraging and hunting. So we're in the plains. We're gonna forage hunt. Basically because Mavian lost all of their supplies to those demented clones. So we are going to do some foraging or hunting to acquire rations. It takes 1 exploration turn, which is cool. It's an average check, which means that we will shunt up, which means instead of being average, it's hard. Mavian has a dex of +1, which means that we've got to do a 14 to actually succeed. Now we do have lucky, which means we can re-roll something once per turn, once per session. 13 plus the 1 is a 14. So we start hunting and scavenging around. We can get D4 rations. We've got 1 ration left. A 2, that gives us 3 rations for now. That is all right for now. So we have 3 sets of rations. We've spent this time hunting around. There's nothing really in this area of plains. So what we could do is we could finish off, we could move up to where these primitive carvings are, and then we can set camp near there. Now setting camp, I don't think, if I remember rightly, takes a turn. We do still have our bedroll, so it's not going to adversely affect us. I think we are going to keep progressing up. Let's have a bit of an interaction. Let's see. Let's do a yes/no. Are we going to have a bit of an interaction with Temeta, who is going to try and suggest that we go a different way? We will go, it's a 50-50, a 10 or higher. Temeta is going to start causing problems. 14, okay. So Temeta is going to, let's see, where might we say that Temeta's going to go to? We've got simple oracles. Surprise unknown events, action themes, theme. Let's go action themes. Let's roll some action themes and see if we can work out what this AI is going to want from us. O2, violate, something like that. 96, imitate, okay. Let's go imitate and we'll go theme. 77, imitate, path. All right, so we're in this space here. Maybe we are saying that Temeta is going to attempt to see how they can control Mavian and ask Mavian to, this is impassable, it's going to say,
I'm sorry, Reclaimer. I do believe my data files say that there may be some pathway to the west of us. It looks like an impassable cliff. I know I can sense that via Marvin's sensors, but I would like you to take a closer look. Would that be possible?
Now, we could do another roll against the vice of greed, because Mavian is not going to want to waste time moving to those cliff faces when Mavian could be taking the android and construct to the city for reclaim and cash. So we'll do a quick roll. If Mavian fails, then Mavian is going to ignore this request and just keep moving towards the city. Otherwise, which means that Temeta is going to start getting a bit peeved. So willpower of a 14, we'll say it's a hard, which is 14, hard rather than very hard, which means 13 or more, and we will resist the urge. 14, okay. So Mavian will resist the urge to ignore Temeta, and he's going to come over to this part, which means that our last exploration turn of this is going to be exploring that impasse before we'll set camp. So we'll explore the impasse. We will give, we haven't needed to roll lucky, so let's give Mavian we'll go a very difficult, because it's going to be hard to climb and we're clumsy, so we're not going to want to do that anyway. A very hard intelligence, a very hard intelligence check. Very hard intelligence check gives us a 16, which means we need to roll a 15. If we succeed, then there is, we've spent this basically exploration phase, exploring that section, and we find a pathway up which isn't that difficult. You know, like there's those, sometimes you get those steps, and from most angles looking at a cliff face you can't see it, but from a certain angle there's steps that have been cut into the cliff. I've seen them before, I've walked them, they're flipping scary to climb. So what do we need? We need, did I say 14s? A very hard plus, no, we need 15s. Or hard, I said hard, didn't I? So 14, so we need to roll 13. 6, no. So we'll spend the last part of this day exploring the impasse, and we fail to find anything.
Oh dear. Well, maybe I was wrong then,
but that would mean that I'll put a note here that AI is going to try and control Mavian again. It's been on its own for ages, and so to sort of manipulate and control a human would be something we'd be quite looking forward to. So we will do our sleeping check, and then we will call it a day for today's session of Echoey Pete in Belgium. So at the end of the day, set camp, 4 hours, exploration. So we'll consume 1 ration of our 3, so leaving us with 2. We can sleep. I suppose we should really do an exploration event, shouldn't we? Let's do an exploration event, and what we roll is what happens overnight. We've got a 10. A 10 is you come across some sort of hazard or obstacle, roll on the hazards table. So this might happen at night. So we'll say this happens overnight, and we'll deal with this next session. We've got a 7. Ancient security system. Your presence has activated the defense system. You must pass an average check to avoid the attack, suffering D8 damage. Okay, so next session we will have some scout robot. So I'll put a little note here so we know for next session. A scout robot, maybe drone, comes across us. We could make Temeta try and hack it, and then we might have a drone that we could throw at something, which might make our lives a bit easier. Makes the story a bit interesting as well. Okay, so we will deal with that next session. So thank you so much. Sorry if the lighting goes a bit weird. There's a sort of window up there, and there's a big window over there, and I've got a window behind this green screen because I could hang it up on the curtains. I've still got the 2 lights I normally have used temporarily rather than the big ones I've used for years. But anyway, all good. Thank you so much for watching. That was Machine Gods of the Noxian Expanse, where we're exploring the wastelands, the Noxian Expanse, with Mavian, an android, Marvin, and a piggybacked AI. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you are not yet a subscriber, do consider subscribing to the channel. It helps the channel grow, it helps YouTube know that we're being watched, so it helps the algorithm feed this to other people, and then that's all lovely for me, and it means I can keep doing this because that's my income at the moment. Thank you so much to the Adventurers Guild. The Adventurers Guild support me with their hard-earned money and have become members of the YouTube channel. You can support this channel by joining the Adventurers Guild. The Adventurers Guild has 2 tiers. Early Doors has access to the podcast, which I will be recording this afternoon, has access to the members only posts and votes and polls. The Early Doors has access to all of the videos and some extra back catalogue videos which I produce especially for them. If you also would like to support, there is the Patreon that you can join. Patreon supports the production of the Trifolds and the various other books that I'm producing, and I am going to start doing the writing this week of more stuff, mainly to do with the Rifts adventure sites that I was writing. We have also lots of books on TTRPG that we sell under the title of Hollowponds Solo Sagas. You could buy Cyberpunk Red single player mode, but I don't get any money from that because they bought the manuscript off me, so it doesn't really directly support, but it's a really good book. Me and Jay Gray wrote it. It's a #1 bestseller on drive-thru as I speak, and that's about it really. It'll be my birthday tomorrow. I will be old. Bye.